Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the podcast. We've tried this twice, and it failed miserably both times. And you know what they say, third time's the charm. Previously, me and Carson, it would always just devolve down to me and Carson for some reason. So we're gonna hope that this time is different. We have the lovely Rue Killer. We're gonna go. Let's go around the room. I'll introduce you, and you can say your name and one interesting. We're gonna go fucking kindergarten like this. One interesting thing about yourself.
I'll let Carson start. No, I'll let
Okay.
Carson start.
Carson?
I think he's more interesting.
Oh, he's up there.
I'm more interesting? Alright. I mean, I don't even know how much of your channel even knows me at this point. Because
You've come a long way.
Yeah, you've come a long way. Like, I've always been there in the back, but like, definitely not in the front or even as active in the chats as I used to. But I mean, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Carson. Me and Justin go way the hell back, and so I've always kind of watched how everything's going. And I guess the only interesting thing about me is, I mean, I'm 7'5", black, and can bench press about 1,300 pounds.
Well, shit, you learn something new about you boy every day.
All right. A lot of you guys probably know me. Killers11 is what I'm actually called, not XI, as a lot of people used to call me. I'm a moderator for this chat.
Wait, is it really? Hang on.
Yeah, it's 11. It's Roman numerals, bro.
I've never noticed that till now.
Wow.
It's
First
Roman
time
numerals.
XI.
You guys always see me in the chat. I'm always around doing stuff, and I got invited to be on the podcast. I was like, sure, why not? Give it a shot. And here I am. Interesting fact about me. I don't know. I'm boring.
You got some boring ass answers here. God, he lives in Australia and he's a Roo.
Oh, yeah, I live in Australia, bro. That's interesting.
He's been in a kangaroo pouch before.
So
Okay, it may be once or twice, bro.
I want to start this off by immediately pissing Killer off. Justin, I need to know if you agree with the statement. Australia is just European Texas.
Oh,
It's just a British Texas.
Yeah, I guess if Britain was gonna try to make a Texas, it would kind of be Australia, to be honest.
but they're like half fucked up, I think.
But they failed miserably at it. That's
Yeah,
what
they
it would be.
failed miserably, and now we're so disconnected.
Because Australian
It's
culture
so
is basically
hard.
just like 90s Texas culture at this point. So
I don't
Australia-
believe that. I reckon it's different.
They used
But
to
I
be
wouldn't know.
based.
Yeah,
It used
then
to be
everything went
cool.
wrong. Do we want to start on that topic now?
Why not? Jump right into it. This podcast isn't about zombies, okay? So get
No,
that
we're
out of your
if
talking
you're
mind.
here
about
for zombies,
everything.
just piss off. Like none of us are here to talk about that.
Okay. So for those who don't know, airsoft is illegal in Australia. You can't have it, right? It's federally illegal. And there's a replacement in Australia and China called gel blasters, which shoots a different projectile that is not hard like a ceramic ball bearing. So one state in Australia has decided to ban them completely. You can't have it because they look like a real gun. So following these new laws,
So stupid.
a man has decided, a state in South Australia, has decided to federally ban Nerf guns.
Now, is this just like the actual Nerf guns you would go to Walmart and buy, or is it like you can't
Yes.
customize your?
No,
it's
no,
just-
no. This is just ones that you will go into
Wow.
a Walmart and buy it. Yeah, that because anything that discharges a projectile now is now considered as a firearm, like an actual firearm, not like a replica. It's considered a firearm.
Well, okay, what about water guns?
I
Are they
don't know
coming
about
for
that.
them next?
They probably are, but Nerf guns are the things now. So from what I know, right, if you want to buy one of these Nerf guns, you have to get a firearms license, which is not easy to do and costs a lot of money. I
Fucking
think it's
Nerf gun.
roughly around $300 to get your license done. Next, you have to take it to a police station and have the thing get a serial number engraved into it like a real gun.
Could you imagine walking to a police station? You got that
With
big
your Nerf
orange and
gun.
yellow gun. You're trying to get it for
Wow.
like your 3-year-old.
He's like, nah, mate, you gotta have a serial number on it. So,
Oh,
I read a little bit more into it, and they basically said, yeah, because of the way that the firearms laws work in Australia is based on state per state. So like America, where they have things based on a federal level. In Australia, it's all state by state. So my
how many
state
states do you have in Australia?
here, I need to look that up. I don't know because there's territories as well. States.
Oh, that'd get
and territories
confusing.
Of Australia, yeah, because there's also things as well as territories. There are 8 of them.
Wow. I'm used to
Sorry.
like 50. Like, I was gonna say, I was like really like 30 or something.
No,
So,
no, no,
getting
no,
into
no.
it. Apparently, this is not the first time this has happened.
It's not.
Apparently, the entire Nerf brand is banned in Germany.
That one I never knew of.
Yeah, like I'm looking at it right now, and
That's
someone actually
insane.
has a picture of their Nerf box, and down at the bottom it has a disclaimer: use of this product, including sale and distribution, prohibited in Germany.
Imagine being that cucked. You
I
can't
know
have a
Germany
Nerf
has
gun.
full legal airsoft though. It does,
I-
but I don't know where the hell a Nerf
I
gun
know
would
those
be.
Slavic states do because I always see those YouTube videos about them, like Poland.
Yeah, Poland,
Awesome.
Austria, a few of those other places like that. Yeah, full legal over there.
I wonder if it's a certain model of it. That's so weird.
I know another thing in Australia, a Nerf gun has to have a limited FPS on it. They
I
have to
wonder if
test
that's it.
every single one. They have to test every
How
single
fast
one.
are these FPS guns? How fast are these Nerf guns shooting?
I
Oh,
don't think it's that high, but I know you can get some modern ones that really crank it out, like Singapore. This is the one I wanted to bring. I think it's Singapore.
I have a
Because-
friend who has a modded Nerf gun. He has like a Raspberry Pi into it and everything and all that. Like fully custom. This thing literally could just dump a mag in a second. Just
Yeah, they're cool.
Hang on,
as
I
shit.
think I have.
Nerf guns.
I have a few
Yeah,
Nerf guns. in
Heather
my
bought
house.
me this
Yeah.
for my
That would
birthday
be,
one year.
That would be illegal in South Australia. You cannot have that anymore. You have to get a serial number engraved on it.
So yeah, like that. It probably is something to do with the FPS on them. That's so crazy.
But in South Australia, it's to do with the fact that it looks like a gun.
You're
Nothing
getting
else.
water
It's-
guns
it-
next.
it
You best
looks
hide
like-
your water
it's
gun.
Potato guns as well. You know those things. Yeah.
You
those
guys
are
used to be
cool.
so cool, man. What happened? What year did it all go downhill?
1996. There was a big mass shooting, quote unquote, that was not staged by the government. And everything
What
went
year were
downhill
you
from
born?
there. 2002.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say 96. I forgot you're so much younger than us.
That makes you how old?
No.
Math.
19.
19?
Yeah, I'm a young one.
I'm an
I'm
old
the cool
fart.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm becoming an old fart. I was just saying about Singapore. Over there, they've really, because both Airsoft and gel balls legal over there. So they've gone to the next thing, which is Nerf guns. And they have some crazy ass modded shit over there. It's ridiculous. So,
So glad I
it's,
live in
it-
America.
it's just if you ban shit, people find ways around it. So
Stupid. Can't have a fucking Nerf gun.
you have to register it, bro. It's got to have a serial number on it.
Well, you got your Nerf gun, like inch.
Well, no, I don't, because I don't live in that cucked state yet.
Do you think it'll become like all
Federal?
8 states?
No, I don't think so. We still have gel blasters here, so
Do you have like is Australia similar to like America, like where you have like red versus blue states, or is it all just like kind of
it's
uniform?
all- it kind of just swaps around a lot. It's still only two parties really have major majority in the government, but it's like it swaps around between each state. There's no one state that's been blue for like years on end. There's also
But-
not one state that's been red for years on end. It just changes because in Australia it's mandatory to vote. You can't not vote. You have to vote
That's pretty
every
dumb.
single year. And if you don't, you get a massive fine. So make sure you vote if you live in Australia.
I feel like countries do that wrong. Like if you want to incentivize people to do something, you shouldn't fine them. You should give them like tax breaks or something. Like, that's how I would do it.
I mean, I don't really have
Well-
a problem with voting. I'd probably go and vote anyways. But I know some
So-
people who just
That kind of leads into like one of the little topics I wanted to bring up today. Apparently, the U.S. is one of, if not the only country where people have to file their own taxes, and
Yeah, I
that the
know.
government just doesn't send them a bill or send them a refund.
Isn't that because of like those big tax companies, like big
Intuit.
pharma, like big tax?
Apparently, yeah. So apparently, companies like Intuit, and I know that there's a few other, but Intuit's like the biggest culprit. Spend a lot of money lobbying Congress to essentially prevent the tax system from changing into the way it is with most other countries. And it's just kind of like,
It's
what
insane.
the hell?
yeah, that's pretty fucked.
Don't they?
Like I
own,
love America, but you guys do some weird shit over there. That's
Oh
all
yeah.
I'm saying.
Oh, dude.
Like I
our-
love it, but man, you guys do some weird shit over there.
when it comes to like anything big business wise, it's so scuffed over here.
Like I feel like the government, I feel like their main job should be to like make sure shit like that doesn't happen. But they don't.
You'd think
you know,
so, but until there's like
Yeah.
any anti-lobbying laws, that's not going to happen. So
There'll never be. There's no anti-lobbying laws here either. I don't think it'll ever happen because that's what politics is lobbying.
Politics is
opinion, that's-
confusing. Well, good thing we're not smart enough for that.
Yeah, we're way too dumb for that.
I could never
That's why
do
we
it. I'm
should-
way too
that's
stupid.
why I live in a country where I have to register a Nerf gun.
yeah, I mean, as much as like we can sit here BS about anything political, we're all a bunch of idiots doing a podcast now.
Yeah.
None of us can ever do anything political.
I play video games for a living.
Yeah.
We're to the bottom now.
Does that
It's
kind
like
of piss
every-
you guys off? Whenever you see like a celebrity running for politics, like Caitlyn Jenner's
Yeah.
running for governor
What
in
the fuck
California.
do you know?
Isn't she running for Republicans as well?
Yeah, she's run.
Yeah, that's
Caitlyn Jenner is
strange.
running for the Republican Party for governor of California.
Does she have like a nude video? Has she done porn before?
I don't think so. Bro.
I hope not.
I don't know. I feel like her titties are probably out there. Like, I don't know. You're a fucking like like The Rock. Okay, I love The Rock. Does he have a fucking background in politics? Can he tell me? Can he
he's got a
explain
rock.
our economic system to me? No, because I can't.
He's got
So
a front one.
The Rock is slowly becoming like one of those people where you look at him and there's not really a good way to describe what he does anymore because he was a wrestler. He is a movie star. He's done like other like non-movie related things. I think at one point he even had a talk show or something like that. He
Yeah,
has his
yeah, I
own
remember
tequila company, and now he's talking about going into politics. It's like, dude, choose a niche thing in life. Like, just choose one. It's not fair that you get like
He's
multiple.
gonna drop a rap
Look at
album
Arnold.
next year.
Well, look at Arnold. Look at Arnold, dude. He was.
Actually, I
he
think
was
The
a
Rock has an
bodybuilder.
album.
Does he really? That's fucking hilarious. He's spitting bars
Actually,
on a
I
rap
think-
album.
I think he does.
That's hilarious.
Okay, well, yeah, he's sang in Moana, but let me see.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
That's
Maybe that's the one I was
hilarious.
thinking of. Well, like, yeah, he like voice acting too. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
choose one
he's done
thing.
a lot of voice acting as well.
You
Yeah,
only get to be so
He's not a
successful.
niche- He's not a niche
Share some of that
anymore. He's done
success.
something.
Spread it around. Don't
Spread
hog it.
around.
It's like you only get to be so successful. It's not fair that you just hog it.
There's
That
so many
dude's rich
celebrities
as
that are like
shit.
that.
Yeah, I think they all are, dude. Honestly, I think it's just the being rich and being so famous thing. It like gets to you eventually.
You just do whatever you want. You get the money,
Yeah.
throw it around with your fat cock. Just whip it around.
Yeah, I think a lot of celebrities get to that because they get so rich and famous that it like fucks with their head. That's what I believe. But what would I
Remember
know? I'm
when-
just a dumb idiot.
That
Like
is
all
probably
those
a good point.
child Disney stars, like majority of them just turned fucked up when they got older.
Yeah.
Well, and apparently, like the reason is that Disney has extremely strict guidelines as for how their child actors are supposed to act.
Yep.
Like not just like on camera, but like off camera too. Like in public, at meet and greets, in movie theaters, like everything. So these kids are missing out on a huge part of their childhood, and they never get to have that phase where they get to be a little rambunctious and get to express themselves like at all. And so as soon as they're off contract with Disney, they just go AWOL.
Yep,
And
I believe
that, and they're getting probably diddled.
by Dan Schneider. Oh wait, no,
Was he the one with the,
That's
he's the one
Nickelodeon.
with the feet, right?
That's Nickelodeon.
That's Nickelodeon too.
Yeah. That's Nickelodeon.
With like
the feet,
iCarly and their feet. That's so weird.
man. Right,
How did
it
no one?
was-
Did no one like
it's-
just be like, this is like the 5th foot shot we've done today?
Yeah,
No
there's
one
a
noticed
lot
that?
of there's a lot of evidence that proves towards the shit like that. Like there's a few good YouTube videos about it where they break down. There's like there's X amounts of foot shots in this episode.
And
That's just weird.
I agree with you, Dustin. It's weird that no one was like, "Is this not weird to you?" Like no one there was just like, "Wait, hold on."
Hang on. Like the camera guy
Wait,
wasn't like,
hang on.
dude, why am I filming this chick dip her foot in hot chocolate for the 5th time this season? No one. I guess.
Well,
No
and
one
that's the
caught
weird thing.
that.
It wasn't just chicks either. Like I
Yeah, it
remember,
was-
like it was on iCarly, especially like the older brother. The dude always had his feet out for some reason.
He carried that show.
Oh, it was such
Yeah.
a good show.
It was was it Spencer? Is that his name?
Yeah, I think it was
Right?
Spencer.
Yeah, it was the Spencer show. Fuck
What's your
Carly and all
favorite
those people.
Nickelodeon show? What's your favorite Nickelodeon show? You can say anything.
Drake and Josh. That was Nickelodeon,
Sure.
right?
Yeah,
Drake
Drake and Josh was really good.
That
I
was
don't know,
a
man.
little bit before my time. I would still be a wee little lad at that point.
There are
Also,
so
I
many
would
good-
probably say, I know it's gonna sound a bit generic, but Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That was
on
Cartoon Network.
Nickelodeon.
Oh, that was
You
oh, my
dumb
bad, my
rude
bad.
bitch.
Sorry, I got it mixed up. But that would still be my favorite cartoon. If we're saying cartoons, that would still be my favorite cartoon of all time.
Danny Phantom was a pretty A1 for me.
Underrated.
Was the one that everyone's like the robot? My Life as a Teenage Robot, the one that everyone's
That
drawing
was-
porn
yeah.
of now. That was Nickelodeon,
Yeah,
right?
that's written. No, was it?
Yeah, that was Nickelodeon. 'Cause
Everyone's
that was,
drawing a porn of that now, and it's really
I'm
weird.
pretty sure that was
Yeah.
Dan Harmon also. Dan Harmon like carried our childhood when it comes to Nickelodeon animation, besides SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Cartoon
show's
Network. What's your
going
favorite
really down.
Cartoon Network show? I know you said Courage. Mine's
Yeah.
probably Ed, Edd and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie was good, but oh man.
What else?
I'm
No, I
trying
was
to
gonna say
think.
Scooby Doo, but that doesn't really count, does it?
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. is another one.
Foster's was really
Was pretty
good.
lit.
Codename Kids Next Door was really good.
I did not
I
like
like
Codename as much as everybody else.
I do. I think
I
it's
liked
really
it.
good.
I didn't like it because I was like, why are they fighting with wooden swords? Like, you guys can build rocket ships, and you're fighting with a wooden sword. Made no sense to me.
Dexter's Lab was also really good.
Yeah, I like that. What was that one show that everyone hated from Cartoon Network? What was it called again?
Describe it.
Johnny Test. That was it.
That was
I like
Disney,
Johnny Test.
right?
Was
no,
it?
maybe.
Was it?
I don't know.
No, that was Cartoon Network.
Was it Cartoon Network?
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
I
did
know
not like
everyone.
Johnny
I know
Test.
everyone seemingly hated that show. That was a bit before my time again. But I know everyone in university hated that show.
And I'm pretty sure I know why, and that's because Johnny Test happened right after Cartoon Network left kind of that golden age that like where me and Justin grew up in. It was like the very first show that happened after like Codename Kids Next Door, Ed and Eddie, Foster's Home. It was like one of the very first shows after that time period.
Yo, low key, I wanted to fuck Frankie from Foster's Home so bad when I was younger.
There's so much hentai of that character. It's ridiculous,
Low
bro.
key.
There's so much
So
hentai of that
bad.
character. It's ridiculous.
That rabbit would have got it too, man. Gonna
Wait,
clap them
what?
rabbit cheeks too. I'm just gonna fuck everything.
Yeah.
When you think about it, that universe, how much degenerate shit was made in that universe?
Oh yeah.
If you could just imagine anything you want to come real,
I'm glad that doesn't exist. Is what I'm saying.
there's gonna be so many underage.
Y'all keep topics
imaginary
up like
friends.
this. We're gonna need a sponsor that provides alcohol.
We can get
This
that
stream is
done, bro.
sponsored by AAA, Alcoholics Anonymous, or AA. What was it? What's the one that stops you?
That's AA. AAA is the company that helps you with your car.
This was sponsored
Maybe
by
you
both.
need to go, bro. Maybe you need to go there.
That's
Listen, you
AA.
go to AA, and then after you drink some more, no, you wreck your car, you call AAA, then you go to the judge after that, and they say you have to go to AA.
And you know this how?
You may have done it a couple times.
Couple.
Couplets more than
3,
once.
4. I legally
never
don't have a
learn.
license anymore. That's fine.
You never learn, Justin.
Learning's for bitches. You don't need fucking educations.
Education.
Education.
Speaking of that, isn't it near summertime for you guys over there?
Yeah, it's still spring. When does summer
We're
actually
like-
start?
June, I think. I think we're like midway through spring.
Aren't people getting out of school now, or am I wrong?
That's End of next
Usually
month.
sometime this month, yeah.
Yeah.
Some schools I
May.
know usually got out early May, but mine always got out end of May.
yeah, end of May, mid June here is where most schools get out. But
Ours was always December because that's when summer actually started for us.
it's so
What?
weird.
So weird to think that I graduated
It's
6
weird to
years
think
ago.
that like in Christmas time
7?
it will be cold for you guys. I can't think of that. That sounds so strange.
You were
So-
class of 2015, Justin, or
14. So 7
14?
years? I'm a boomer.
yeah, that'd be 7 years because I'm class 2015 and I'll be 6 years. Wait, Justin, are you a whole year older than me, or
Yeah.
oh, just a few months?
I was born in 1996.
So was I. So yeah. Oh no, you just started.
No,
school
your
before
birthday's
me.
just late. Yeah, your birthday's just later in the year. Or,
Yeah. You're just
Yeah,
a few months
later in the
older than me, but you started school a year ahead of me, is what it was.
yeah, because I'm fucking smart. My mom was like, "Damn, you're so fucking smart. We might."
Your
as
mom
well
was
throw
fucking
you-
annoyed with you. Was like, I'm
throw you
pushing
in
your ass
school,
in
dude.
kindergarten.
You're so-
You better
you're just
fucking
smart
pray
ass.
that you learn how to write, or else you're not coming home.
You have to
Yeah.
walk, bitch.
Did you guys ever like have to pick a book and read it like in kindergarten or something? Like we'd have to pick a book and read it in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
trying
really smart when I was younger, and then
What
when
happened?
I got it, depression. I'm not gonna lie, but like I was really smart when I was younger, and then when I got older, I became so like I don't know. Did that happen to any of you guys? Did any of you guys get like dumber when you got older?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
all
I got
those
really
damn
dumb when I
Dr.
was
Seuss
older.
books you were reading. Made you racist.
Yeah, he's racist, bro.
Fucking green eggs and ham, that bastard.
But when I was younger, I was really smart. I get straight A's in like everything. But when I
That
got older,
slowly
when
just
I got to
started
like middle school and high school, It just hit me, and I was like, I can't do this.
Well, I mean, that's just burnout. Like,
Yeah.
that happens to a lot of
Poor
people.
soul.
So,
Such a dumb system, bro. Everyone says, "Oh, the American education system sucked." Dude, the Australian one's not much better.
Every
It's the
school
same
system
shit.
fucking
It
sucks.
fucking
Yeah.
sucks.
Have you seen
so much
Japan? They're
better.
literally killing themselves because they don't ever get any free time.
Brutal. It's brutal over there. And Korea. It's those two countries are terrible.
I mean, there's a few European countries apparently that have schools going like pretty well for them, where like, people are graduating pretty successfully. Everyone's pretty happy with it because there's a lot of recreational classes that they get to go
That's
into.
what you need. Is more
Yeah.
recreational. Because mine didn't have any of that, and my school fucking was boring as shit, and I hated it.
Yeah, we had very few recreational classes because because I went to a Catholic school, right? So we had to take religion, which knocked out one like a block throughout the day because you'd have to take religion.
That would suck. Like you
So
need to
was
do
the
that.
last time.
Like you need those fun classes. Like you don't want to, like if hypothetically, like 'cause we always had 7 a day. Like you want 2 classes to be fun. Besides like your other, we never had. I think the only other class we had was photography. That was the only, and that and gym.
We had a tech, like a computer class, which was good. The only 2 classes I enjoyed was that and history, of course. For me, history was a fun class.
Dude, I always got like bare minimum in history. I failed 8th grade history even, just because I could not carry it.
We had
I
a
love
history
that
of the
shit.
Holocaust class, and that was my favorite class because we actually got to go meet a Holocaust survivor and like go to like this entire
that
like
would've
World
been-
War
that
II
would've- that
museum.
would've been
That was dope.
Yeah.
I asked him a question like 5 times, and he's like, "What? I can't hear you!" And I had to like yell it. He couldn't hear.
What did the gas smell like?
Oh no, let's not go there.
What?
dude.
No, I don't eat ass.
I remember when we had history, we specifically had 2 types. We had ancient history and modern history. You know, your boy was taking that modern history.
Did you guys
That
have to like? I remember speaking of ancient history, like in fucking 4th or 5th grade, we had to learn about Mesopotamia and irrigation and shit. Bro,
Never had to do
fuck
that.
those fucking classes. Those were
Never had to
the
do
most boring shit. Trying to learn about irrigation in 4th grade. Who
Yeah, no,
cares
no,
about
we,
that?
we didn't do that in 4th grade. That was more like 7th grade for us. But
Ours was so early. I remember it because it was so boring.
so here's one thing that seemed so ass backwards to me. So a little bit of backstory on me. I was originally being raised in Las Vegas, and then when I was about 6, we moved to Texas. Now in Las Vegas, in kindergarten and in 1st grade, you have Spanish classes. Like you
Oh,
have a
shit.
Spanish class. And no, I like look. See, it sounds weird, but think about it. It's so much easier to learn something like a language when you're younger. Like that's why a lot of parents
Yeah.
who want bilingual kids will teach their kids as they're growing up how to be bilingual because it's just easier for them. And so it makes sense. Like, okay, yeah, Spanish class when you're, just getting into school. That way they could learn all their basics in Spanish very young. And then I moved to Texas, literally less than 5 minutes from the border. Like I could walk to Mexico from here.
He's tried to get me to
And-
go. I refuse.
He really should, but we'll have
I'm
that
down,
talk later.
bro. One day I will.
We'll have that talk later. But like, our Spanish classes weren't until high school. Like 9th grade is when you had Spanish 1 here, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why you have to wait until you're in high school to the point where you just don't even care what you're doing to try to learn an entire second language, like even just
Yeah,
the
you gotta
basics
start them
of it.
early when they're stupid little kids.
Exactly. It's like
I learned
you're
German
excited to learn.
Did you learn
I
German?
learned German growing. Yeah, I've forgotten like all of it now, but I can read some basic shit. I've forgotten all of it now. But our school, the school I went to for my younger years did German, and my high school and middle school was Japanese.
Oh, German.
Yeah, of course I didn't take that class because I'm no fucking weeb. But
I would have taken that class.
Did y'all
I would have not paid
have that,
attention
like-
in it, and I would have taken it.
I was gonna say, did y'all ever have that? Like, did y'all have that like one weird prodigy kid in your school to where it's like he's just like scary smart at everything, and
Yep.
then like in his free time would practice other languages and shit?
yeah,
Didn't do that, but he was really,
So-
really smart.
I had a kid in my class who the guy was like didn't apply himself at all, but he was like super genius type kid. I'm talking like he's getting his doctorates right now in like physics and shit like that. He was like the #1 physics student in the state by like a long shot, to where he was like teaching this teachers things at school, and in
I
his
love
free
when,
time.
when kids do that, dude. That's the funniest shit.
Well,
when
like,
it's
and he,
the teacher something.
And it's really cool because he wasn't like an awkward guy either. Like, he's just one of the bros too. He was just like scary smart. And like in his free time, like other people would be like whipping out their phones, going on Twitter. I'd have my fucking Game Boy in class because I just love playing fucking Pokemon at school all the time. And then this guy has a notebook and he's practicing writing in kanji. Like kanji, is that what it's called, right?
Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
That's one of the Japanese writing.
Their
yeah,
shit's
like,
so
he's just
confusing.
Practicing writing it. I was like, dude, what? And he goes, I'm practicing kanji. Look, and he's like all proud of himself. I was like,
Look.
what?
Nah.
Man, super kids like that always made me just so confused. And like, those are the people who are going to be the politicians. They're going to be the next Caitlyn Jenners.
Yep. I don't know if he's
No,
that one.
Manlet's go- he says he's trying to run. He's going to run for office
Yeah.
eventually.
Man, listen, he's running for office.
Man, look, just no.
He can barely walk. He can't run. What are you talking about?
You need to walk before you can run, bro. Baby steps, legit, coming from you.
Those little chunky legs moving.
It was so
man.
mean.
Well, he's like one of the newer mods, I guess, so to say, kind of in a weird way.
Yeah,
We
in a
gotta
weird
break
way.
him in.
Right now, Mikasa's the newest mod, I think, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he doesn't ever gets in a call with him.
We still have all those applications I still need to go through, but my
Yeah,
life kind of
we
hit the
do.
fan.
I get messages about them constantly.
We should do that soon.
Carson, can you talk about like some of the people you work with in your one job? Not the boring
man.
one.
God, the YouTube stuff or the
Yeah.
tech support stuff? Because they're both really interesting stories.
The YouTube stuff. Can you talk about
So-
some like the people you work with?
Yeah, I mean, so right now, for those of you who don't know, I'm like heavily in the Minecraft server community.
He doesn't
I-
diddle kids. Let's just
I
throw this
know.
out there right
Don't,
now.
don't,
I
don't
saw
diddle
her
kids.
swing.
No, don't diddle
No, I
kids.
kid. I kid.
Oh lord, but no, I run a server with a bunch of other friends of mine called The Lounge, and we actually make content for like YouTubers and stuff like that. And so the biggest one that we've been working with a lot lately, his name is X Nestorio. He used to be like a Minecraft UHC YouTuber, like those old videos of people like having duels in Minecraft or like
Oh, yeah.
Hunger Game type videos. He was that type of guy. And we started helping him make like custom type videos, and it's like the kinds where it's obviously rigged a bit and all that. Like, I can craft a scythe, and all of a sudden he has a scythe that like lets him fly around and like one hit people, and you see their heads pop off and stuff like that. Or
And they get the real clickbait titles going. It's like the
every single time. But
I get the red
I
arrow in
can't
there.
judge at all
Yeah.
because this man has mastered the YouTube algorithm to a T. We started working with him in October, and he was about 500K. I remember we were celebrating 500K with him. As of right now, he's at 1.7 mil.
Insane.
Let me see. His video views: 1.4 mil, 1.5 mil, 1.1 mil, 2.2 mil, 1.1 mil, 4.2 mil. Like millions and millions and millions and millions of views, just back to back to back to back to back. And I mean, we've helped like with a good amount of those. Not all of them, but definitely a good amount. And it's crazy to kind of see a little bit behind the veil here. I've also had opportunities to work with people who also work closely with like Mr. Beast's parent company of what are they called? Night Media. Kind of got to see behind the scenes, and I'm definitely in this interesting spot right now where I get to see all these different creators and different aspects of YouTube, where I get to see how partnerships work and how big business deals kind of work a little bit better. I get to hear about things, like, oh, hey, don't tell anyone about this type stuff, which, that's just a neat thing. Obviously stuff I can't always share, but it's definitely kind of put me in this weird spot to where, like, Justin, you made a video the other day, like it was zombies, but I laughed so hard because I was like, that was other videos were like zombies, but Valheim, but stuff like that were all over like the main YouTube trending page. And it was like, I don't even know if Justin did that on purpose or not, but if he
Nope.
did, that's brilliant.
I couldn't think of a better title.
It,
That is why.
he doesn't even lie. Yeah, I just couldn't think of a better title.
I'm shit when it comes to titles and thumbnails. I can make a
Right.
banger video, but I can't title it or promote it.
yeah. And gaming on YouTube is definitely in this weird spot as well because of people like Mr. Beast who randomly decided he wanted to get into gaming.
Now he just
His
takes
gaming
over.
videos get millions of views. Dude. He
Oh, yeah.
little like GTA videos. They still get millions of views.
He's the new PewDiePie.
Oh, he's
He is.
past PewDiePie. he's
Like
PewDiePie
Heather was,
walked. So
I got
Mr. Beast
Heather
would
into
run.
watching his videos. And she's like, we got to go to North Carolina now. We got to try to find this guy. I'm like, settle down.
We're gonna try to find Mr. Beast.
Well, like, so the really cool, interesting thing about Mr. Beast is when you realize just how many things he's doing at the same time, and and again, I've worked with people that have worked directly with him. They can, they've assured me what he does is actually just straight up his ideas, which is like the weirdest part. Because like you'll hear stories about how YouTubers are basically puppets for other companies sometimes, like they're just following the trend. But Mr. Beast is in this position where he was not only a trend setter, but he's doing things like burger joints. He's involved in crypto and all that. The guy has product lines that he's heavily invested in and probably has taken ownership of. Where apparently a lot of the big deals he does with some companies is that they don't just pay him a percentage of profits or something; they straight up give him percentage of the company.
How much of Honey do you think he owns?
Oh, dude, I would have.
I think he actually owns it, like
I wouldn't
100%.
be surprised if he owns. No, 100%. But I wouldn't be surprised if he owns quite a big.
30 to 40%, I would say.
He's
if I were to
probably
take a shot in the dark, 30
heavily in
to
there.
40%.
I mean, Honey's awesome. I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Honey's definitely great, and it's Mr. Beast has definitely set this like crazy meta across YouTube now that you can do anything you want, which YouTube obviously eats up. Because I mean, he has a reaction channel, he has a gaming channel, he has his philanthropy channel, and it all started because he did these videos that just got some attention, like the counting to 1 million and all that. Saying PewDiePie 100,000 times, that just to get attention.
Those videos were so
Dedicated.
dumb.
But like all the money he got from that, he reinvested, and
Didn't
he
he
put
get all
himself
his
in a
money
position.
from, wasn't it real estate is where he got like all his money from in the first place?
Is
From
that
what
no
I
idea?
understand, no. From what I understand, he actually got all his like starter money from early sponsorships, and
Oh, okay.
so like Justin, if you get a sponsorship, some of that's gonna have to go to your bills, right? Because you're an adult. Mr. Beast kind of had it right by starting really early before he was moved out, before he had bills. He was still in school. Imagine being in school and getting $16,000. What would you probably spend it on?
That'd be
Anything you want,
boring.
bro.
Probably buy a gun and then put the rest in the bank. That'd be boring.
Now imagine spending that on nothing but video props, on website domains, on editors, on thumbnails, on video stuff. Just instantly trying to live that full YouTuber lifestyle when you have nothing to go for. And that's what he did.
Go big or go home.
100% of all his money at the beginning was reinvested into YouTube, and it paid off in the biggest way. So it's like, fuck.
See, now you could do that, or you could do what I do and just piggyback off of Tim.
Both work.
All right, Justin, I want to hear this story. How did you and Tim meet? Because I was on and off again, community-wise for a while, but then all of a sudden there's Tim, and I was like, who the fuck's this guy?
I really don't even remember. I think I hit him up on Twitter and one day, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind?" Because one of his like, what was it? One of his like tier list or something broke out, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I react to this?" He's like, "Yeah, go right ahead." And I was like, "Hey, is there anything you want me to like?" I asked him, was like politely, I was like, "Is there anything you want me to say or not say or anything like that?" He's like, "Nah, go ahead." So I made the reaction video, and I know I did that, and then he reached out to me and said, "Hey." Eventually, this is a little bit later. He's like, "Hey, do you want to play this custom zombie map?" And I was like, "Fuck, why not?" And then we played it, and that video immediately got 1 million views.
Yeah, I think I remember when that video first came out. I was like, "Hey, Justin, dude, this shit's blown the fuck up."
And then he contacts me like a week or two later. Want to do another one? I'm like, shit, why not? First one was good. Why not? And then he just blew the fuck up, and my channel's right there behind him, holding on like, "Let's fucking go!"
Well,
yeah, that's exactly what's happened.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that either, personally, because, all right,
Take
look at the guys that Vanoss used to record with. Like, all of those guys blew up because of Vanoss, and there was definitely some disdain from some people in that group, and other people, having some negative connotations towards it, like, "Oh, well, you're just piggybacking off of him," or "Oh, your content is just recycled Vanoss." But they, a lot of that group definitely capitalized on it, like Wildcat, for instance.
Why not? It's there. Do it.
It's there, do it. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, and like I know this for a fact as well. Vanoss would pay for all the content that they were recording, like all the custom maps and everything like that, under the agreement that he got to record the video and post it first. Everyone else had to get, they had to double dip essentially on the content. And so everyone else was still getting the views, they're still getting the content, their names are still front and most. But Vanos got to capitalize off it the most because he was the one spending all the money to get the content made in the first place.
Yeah, it's kind of what
And-
Tim does with Last Man Standing. Like, he pays for everything. That's why I usually don't.
Do you know
Try
how
to
much it
dip-
costs to make one of those videos?
Which one?
The Last Man Standing.
I don't remember how much he said he pays. He goes back and forth. He's had a couple of different people make him maps. I don't remember how much he's paying now, but it's been anywhere from like 10 to 50. I think maybe $100 at some point.
Okay.
I don't know. He pays for it all, and that's why I usually don't try to make sure he uploads first majority of the time,
Yeah.
unless I'm just not paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Man, that kind of leads into something else is the cost of content on YouTube can get so crazy sometimes. Like
Yeah.
Oh my god.
the
Yeah, when
relations
people-
you have with people plays so big as well into how much stuff costs. So
When people ask me, like, I've had so many people in real life tell me, hey, can you shout out my Twitch channel? Hey, can you shout out my YouTube channel? It's like, fuck no. Your channel is ass. You were literally recording on a fucking Dazzle Easy Cap, all right? Let's up your game. Like, you know how much equipment, you know how much is fucking sitting in my office right now? It's over 10 fucking grand just equipment for fucking recording. And they're always like, well, how do I start? I'm like, all right, step one, you got a checkbook. Start fucking writing checks because you're going to need this. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stream off my PS4. It's like, yeah, no wonder you're not going anywhere.
They wonder why they don't get anywhere. Like,
Stream off their PS4 once a month, and they're like, why is my channel not growing? It's like, well, no shit.
and here's the thing is that they always combat that with the idea of these people who don't have the high production stuff, like Corpse, for instance, and Dream. No face cam. No one knows what they look like. No one knows what type of PC they're running.
they're
They play
entertaining.
very minimal games like Among Us and Minecraft. They got big because of people they know. And because they have very engaging personalities as well. So,
Like, I've seen like a lot of people that ask me in real life for shoutouts. I've seen I'll pop in their streams when they link me, and I'll be like, this is the worst. There are so many little kids doing it better than you. You're just sitting there playing the game. You didn't talk. The audio's all out of sync. Your
you'd be
levels are
interactive
terrible.
with the people. You'd be interactive with the people that are there,
Like-
if there are any.
I remember when I had like 30 people to stream, I would still make sure that entire stream I am talking. No matter what it's about, I'm trying to talk the entire time. These people, it's just like, you know,
It's
I could.
boring. People leave if you're being boring. They will leave, and they will not come back.
It's insane. People
It's-
just think you can upload a video and all of a sudden you're famous. It's like, that's not how it
Uh,
works, man.
Don't work, buddy. Unless you get super lucky and get that one viral video.
But even then, you gotta know how to capitalize off of it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if you just made some shitty Vine and it got big, like, you gotta keep making good
Like,
content
Vine.
for people's day.
yeah. I mean,
Mine
a
was-
dash of luck is definitely what matters the most. Because, I mean, like, Justin, the dash of luck with you was you and Tim made a video and it popped off.
Yeah.
Like, that was, you know, that's not discrediting you or discrediting Tim at all. It's like, that was just what happened. Same
The
thing with, like,
YouTube
all the other
gods
creators.
decided that we were worthy that day.
Yeah, they like came down from the sky and like touched
Give it a
you.
little-
Give it a little.
Yeah.
Look at that YouTube magic right over there.
And I think the important thing is that what a lot of people just don't do, and this applies to YouTube, to streaming, to social media, and just, you know, a lot of life in general, is actually capitalizing on opportunities
Mhm.
where they see something that's
Oh,
going good and they just accept that something good is happening, and then they, you know, the good stuff runs off and that's it. But then you have other people who go, this good thing happened, I'm going to try to make it other good things happen. And I mean, you have people like Courage, for instance, you know, the Courage JD or whatever his name
I
is.
think that's what it is.
He was a COD commentator. Like that 2 years ago, he was basically just, no, it was 4 years ago, he was just doing Call of Duty commentary. Like, you know, those guys in the suits who would like interviews the players. That's all he was. He wasn't even a streamer at the time. Like, hardly anyone
Dude,
knew who
I'd
the
love
dude
to
was.
do that. I'd love to do that stuff. That's actually a passion of mine, is doing something like
Well,
that for League of Legends. I'd love
the
to
cool
do that
thing-
stuff.
He capitalized on his connections. You know, he got to meet some famous players. He got to, you know, collect a good recording group, a good friend group, everything like that. Then he started streaming, and he just kept capitalizing off of it. Any chance he got to collaborate with someone, which collaborations is another massive thing on the platform.
Mhm.
But he capitalized. Now this guy is a co-owner of 100 Thieves with Drake. It's like,
Yeah, 100 Thieves is massive, dude.
You think 100 Thieves is bigger than Optic? Ever was. Old Optic, not Optic
Oh,
nowadays.
probably not old optic.
okay, bigger in what way?
More recognizable.
More recognizable? No. Optic, I think, has definitely stamped itself as a staple name of part of the community, and profit and overall like gross worth and all that. Like
Optics
whatever
like
it's
the
called.
Beatles. Like everybody, you just know them, even if you never heard them. You still just know
Yeah,
'em.
you still know like what
Well,
Optic is.
Optic made professional gaming a household name because they were there right at the prime of when competitive gaming was blowing up because everyone had access to the internet all of a sudden. Online gaming was suddenly everyone was doing it at the time. Call of Duty was the biggest game, and Optic was the team leading it. So,
yeah.
And I mean, the Scump, Hex, Nadeshot, even at the time, like these are the guys that helped make competitive gaming a common thing. Like people enjoyed that. The same way Ninja made gaming and streaming in general a super popular common thing. Optic did that for competitive gaming in the gaming community. However, 100 Thieves has done something that Optic didn't, and that was capitalize on every single commercial, aspect that they had, like Drake, Cash App, Tostino's Pizza Rolls, for crying out loud.
How the fuck do people get sponsored by pizza rolls? I saw Noah J was sponsored. Like, how the fuck does that happen?
That's the cool thing. Noah J is not sponsored by Pizza Rolls. Noah J is partnered with 100 Thieves, and 100 Thieves is partnered with Pizza Rolls.
That explains it. I was about to say, how the fuck do you get sponsored by pizza rolls?
And
That's so cool.
Funny.
And that's because 100 Thieves has all these contracts with this company, and Pizza Rolls is one of their sponsors. Same with Cash App. Like if you notice on Noah J's thing, it also flips over to Cash App as one of the sponsors. And those aren't sponsors that are sponsoring him directly. He's sponsored through 100 Thieves. So
that makes a lot more sense now.
And that's one reason 100 Thieves got so big is they had a massive creator program where, Noah J is not a CSGO pro. This man's not exactly competing in COD competitive tourneys. But he's a massive content creator partnered with 100 Thieves. It's a good relationship for both of them because he gets partnerships, he gets the clout, 100 Thieves gets another spot to throw these promotions, and so they're another big spot for promotional value. So,
or you just make your YouTube channel so toxic and unmonetizable that no one wants to touch it.
Who could that be? I don't know one like that, bro.
I gotta say, you've been doing a bit better. I know we talked not too long ago about promoting essentially a hostile positivity almost, where
I've tamed a little bit.
Oh, very slightly.
I put
bro.
the electric fence around so I know not to go past a certain point.
I think the issue is that I don't think your edginess was ever the issue. Like, yes,
I've never been that
points.
edgy. Everyone's always like, "Chris, just says the N-word for laughs." I've
Yeah,
never done that.
No.
I've been watching for like 3.5, 4 years now, and I've never once thought Justin just said that to get a laugh out of someone. Like, no, I've never once thought that.
You've definitely, in my opinion, have gone on the edge of being extremely edgy, if not by yourself, by giving platforms to extremely edgy content through whether it be your reactions or stuff like that. It's just how you are. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it was that there was never a discouragement of toxicity, and with edgy content comes a toxic culture.
Yeah,
and unless you are
that's what it
directly
was.
combating that toxic culture, it definitely gets overwhelming. And that's what happened for a little bit, but that's definitely quelled down quite a bit. Now it's to the point
Let
where
me
it's
be
like,
the asshole. You guys just be nice, good humans. Let me take off slack.
well, like, it's not even that. It's like
You guys don't be
Look.
douches.
it's turned from someone is being stupid. You don't tell them kill yourself. It's like dude, fuck you, fuck your family. Hope you have a nice day. It's like, hold on, what? And that's the thing is that it's like at that point it's hostile positivity to where it's not exactly toxic. It's still edgy. It's still hostile, but it's to the point to where you're still wishing the best for everyone while continuing to be an asshole. And I think that's the sweet spot.
I also think it's because everybody else besides like Tim maybe in the zombies community is a bunch of pussies and they're not willing to give their own actual opinions and they're trying to take the high road on everything. No one's
They
willing to
really
actually
are.
say how they really feel.
Especially when it comes to the game, bro. Oh god,
I've seen they've definitely lightened up a lot.
Flat out
Who's
lie.
even in the zombies community anymore?
I don't know. I couldn't even name
Yeah,
any
neither.
names.
Like you,
Really?
Tim, and Milo are the only ones I could think of. Because didn't Lex stop doing zombies?
No,
He
he still
streams.
does around 100 stuff, but he doesn't really make
Does he?
videos anymore. I don't think.
I know why, but I don't want to say it on
Yeah.
recording.
I mean that's fine, but it's like, okay, yeah, I just pulled up Lex's channel. I see he's still doing zombies content. It's
I think his
zombies
second.
community's
I think he's
definitely
doing a lot of stuff on his second channel too.
Or he's the Lex Lounge.
Hmm
Lex Lounge. Let's see.
And he
Stuff
mainly
goes
just
down.
streams, I think.
I mean, Don't you hate it when it's just a YouTuber that just streams a whole bunch?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Who could that be?
that be?
I don't know. Who could that be?
I remember at one point you weren't too big into streaming.
Because no one showed up, and then people started showing up. And I was like, "Hey,
I remember when
pretty
this
fun."
man used to stream every single day, and
I don't know how I did that.
every single day.
I don't know how I did that. I barely want to stream 3 times a week because I'm just done, like
Yeah,
mentally
takes it out of
done.
you.
Or, like people don't like, dude. When I get done, I think we did like a 4-hour stream one day, and after that, I was
The
like, I just want to
PPSH
go.
one.
I just wanted to go sit down in a dark room and not think. Like I was
Yeah,
like,
the
I want to turn my
PPSH
brain off
stream was
and do
like-
nothing.
Let me look that up. I think the PPSH one for Cold War was nearly 4 hours.
Well, and I think that's just us getting old, Justin, for the most
Maybe.
part. Because even I just streamed the other day, and I streamed for an hour and a half, and I was just fucking around on Photoshop, right?
It's mentally taxing to try
I
to
was
like.
tired when
Yeah.
I was done.
And I'm not trying to say it's like the worst job ever, but it's like it's pretty hard to be entertaining for 4 hours straight.
It would be.
But like, we talk about this, but I remember back when like Black Ops 2 Prime, we would have like 25-hour streams. Like,
I remember we had like an 11-hour stream one time because we did all the East. Remember we did the all Black Ops 1 Easter eggs or whatever.
yeah, that oh man, that one was exhausting for other reasons though. And that's because we were constantly swimming uphill trying to get these Easter eggs done and trying to keep a lobby together.
That was not fun.
That doesn't sound fun.
It wasn't. That's why I said we're never doing this again.
I think the longest stream that we ever did was it was either
It was
No, it
something
was-
with Black Ops 2. I remember
it was
that.
either Buried or Die Rise. It was one of the two. I think it was
I
Buried.
want to say buried because I don't think I streamed that much for Die Rise.
No, that was when you were just getting into like YouTube a bit better. But like Die Rise was definitely, I mean not Die Rise. Buried was, I remember that was taxing trying to get the content out for it at the time because I was trying to help you get it even because there was just
And-
so much.
And it also
was,
sucks because I edit my own shit.
yeah.
He can't afford a video editor, guys. He's too poor.
I have to have the Rue. Wait, hang on. He's down there. He edits
Yeah,
my
yeah. I
out
do all
of
that out of
context
context
videos because I refuse to do those. I can't do it. I cannot watch my own content back. It's so bad.
I genuinely enjoy them too. Just to throw that out there, that if anytime someone asks like what you do, I send them an out of context video. Not gonna lie.
You gotta send them the one with the most views so I can look good.
That's all
Well,
this man cares about.
so-
the most views.
There's two types of content I'll send to people when they ask about you. I'll either send them the playlist of you showing off your guns, or I'll send them an out of context.
Yeah, those are the two videos I would prefer everyone to know about.
Yep.
Is either the gun videos or the out of context ones. I don't really give a shit about the other ones.
But it's, I know that getting an editor is something that a lot of people do. So we were talking about how I was working with that guy earlier, Nestor. I also work with 2 other YouTubers who have been popping off lately, called Forrest Bono and Painful PvP, who these guys have been making like 100 days, like Minecraft 100 days.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
did he do the 100 days survival zombie Minecraft?
They might have at one point.
Because that video still will not get out of my fucking recommendations. And it's got like
So
23
actually,
million
I
views.
think that one is Forge Labs, who we are also
Whoever's
working
done
on.
that, I hate them because it's still in my recommendations, and I refuse
YouTube
to watch it.
recommendations are so fucking weird, hey. They just keep videos in there for weeks on end.
If you type in so 100 Days Zombie Minecraft, that was Forge Labs, who we are also trying to work with, but nothing concrete there. So
I'm
I
looking
mean,
at fucking
even if I wanted to
recommendations.
announce something, I can't. But if you type in Minecraft 100 Days, you see Forrest Bono up there. You see Forge Labs.
Let's see.
Luke the Notable is the guy who first started going off with it. Painful is on there. Also, Painful PvP is his name. But that's content that's also been popping off. And I know that the guys we work with, Painful and Forrest, they edit their own videos. And it's like,
Such
dude,
a pain in the ass.
I could not imagine.
I mean,
and
I
it's
I
like
actually really like it.
I like editing my own videos because I like having control of knowing, like, because when I do my gun videos, like, I 100% everything is right here. I know exactly how I want it to play out. I know what I want to say. I know how I want Heather to respond. I know where I want, like, I have everything up here, and I don't think I'd want somebody to edit it because they're gonna fuck it up.
So I think a clarification I should have on that. I cannot imagine doing that while trying to maintain a schedule.
That I agree with. Yes, 100%.
A deadline, no matter how far away it is, always adds stress.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, these guys make a video a week. And so these are like, anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes long. That's a week of preparing everything, writing a script, acting it out, recording it, editing it, posting it. Like, week by week by week, they're trying to pump out these videos. Dude, my brain would be melting. So
YouTube's a whole nother animal. People gotta. It's just.
People think it's easy. Is my problem. People think it's so fucking easy.
Like, I love it to death. I wouldn't want any other job, but it's not the hardest job in the world. Definitely want to say that, but it's a little harder than everybody imagines.
People just think I sit on my computer, I press the button, bro, and I just make a content. It's not that easy.
Like, I'll record a custom zombies video for like 2 hours, and I'll be like, you know what? That was shit. Re-record it, and go back and re-record it. Then you gotta go edit for a couple of fucking hours. That's an easy video.
I'll be honest, I cannot think of a single popular YouTuber that edits their own videos.
PewDiePie does that.
No,
he does some. I thought he does some of it.
He does the occasional one, but the thing is that when you do the occasional one, but you still have an editor doing it full time, that's different because that's you just dabbling in what you like, and it's not that you have to do it for work.
Oh yeah,
but every YouTuber I know that loves YouTube to death and is super successful has an editor, but it's also that weird paradox because you have to get successful to the point to where you can justify spending the money on an editor. So. It's like, Justin, I don't think that right now you could afford to pay someone to make
how much do they cost?
An editor?
Yeah.
Couple $100 per video sometimes.
Could not afford that.
Yeah. It's like it's like even if you could, it's like you'd have to justify that expense.
You have to justify that.
I don't think I would ever want an editor. I mean, I could do it. I'd rather keep the money, to be honest.
Yeah, of course you fucking would.
I mean, you got to think of it this way. It's like, so when you have an editor also, you're not having to look at yourself through your own eye and your own judgment of yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll be honest, when it comes to editing a video, I 110% trust Killer's editing over yours because Killer's going to be looking at you from the outside and he's not going to be thinking about how you were thinking during the shot or what you wanted the shot to look like. He's going to care about what it actually looks like.
That's fair.
So I think that's also a big part of it because I mean, Mr. Beast, he has a team of editors. Another YouTuber that has a team of editors is Linus Tech Tips, so that computer channel.
He has a whole company of editors. That man.
Oh my god! Like that man went from doing videos for another company to doing videos by himself to hiring people, and now he has like 50 employees or something like that.
Yeah, ridiculous, man.
From like merchandise to
that channel has like 13 million subscribers or something like that, maybe more.
Something like that, yeah. MKBHD as well. He doesn't show his office much because he's more straight to the point. But they have teams of editors and like teams of like business guys and managers and product managers, everything. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, some of these guys are on a next level operation compared to just one dude.
They got a whole they got a whole fucking factory working back there, and I'm here in my sweatshop like, oh, Mr. YouTube, let me give you video.
You're a single Etsy project, bro.
Yeah. I'm running my Etsy shop while fucking Amazon and Walmart are out here.
Man, I went to Walmart earlier, and so here's just kind of a not really a topic, more like a funny one-off story. I went into Walmart earlier because I needed to grab a mattress cover because my brother just recently moved out, and so I was grabbing the mattresses that were in his room, putting them in some covers and some zip bags and all that, so I could put them out in my shop, not have to worry about it, and have free room again. And went to Walmart, and I walked in, and I was like, it's a little dimmer in here than normal, and I noticed there was like a couple things beeping in the store. I was like, whatever. It's like middle of the day. There's still people walking around. Walk right up, doors were open when I walked up, but I just assumed that's because there was other people in front of me. I go look for the bags, can't find them, open up the app, I can't find them there either, yada, yada, yada. And I'm walking to the front of the store, and I realize there's like every single checkout line has people like pushed back into the other aisles. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then it clicked. The store did not have any fucking power at all. There's no electricity in the store.
You're walking around with your phone's flashlight like, where the fuck are these
Yeah, like walking around with the flashlight on the
I was in that store for like a good 10-15 minutes. Never realized that the power was completely out because it was a sunny day, so like there's skylights all over the store.
Yeah,
so I never realized that the power was out. I was like, it's a little dim, but whatever. Like it just didn't click. Like maybe there's no power because it's just not something you think about.
I worked retail and I did Michael's, the arts and crafts store, and when I was down in Florida, the power would go out all the fucking time,
Yeah,
especially when a
wouldn't
heavy
that
storm comes through. And for some reason, every customer tries to come up to the register and check out with their fucking card. It's like, old bitch, there's no power.
Oh, bitch,
How do you
there's
want me
no
to do
power.
this? And then they're like, well, you need to do something about it. Oh, let me just fucking call Mother Nature right here. Get her down here. It's like they just think it's your fault. It's like, I was unaware I can control the weather and electricity.
Yeah, I could never
my
work
bad.
retail, dude. I could never do that.
Oh, no, you'll hate humanity. I know I do.
I'm lucky I never had to do retail. I worked movie theater, worked a bank, and now I do tech support.
I
And,
feel like
pretty
tech
much in that
support
order.
is retail's little brother.
No, all right. So
I feel like you
tech
deal with
support's-
just as many retards.
tech
You know,
support's
I
kind of
could
in
get
this weird
bored.
spot because imagine how angry people get, like, customers can get in retail, right? Like you always hear about dealing with the Karens. Now, that's when they're face to face. Imagine how much fucking braver they get when it's over the phone.
Yeah, you don't have to see their face.
Oh,
dude.
they know they don't have to square up. They don't care.
I get so many angry people all the time, and I've been doing this job for over 3 years now, so I've definitely like in a healthy swing of things there. And I get a customer on the phone sometimes, people screaming like, "My internet's not fucking working. You're gonna give me a goddamn refund!" Like screaming at me. I'm sitting there just like this, just minding my own business.
You're not
They're
getting
still
a
screaming, and then
refund.
finally they realize I'm not saying. They're like, "Are you even there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." And they start screaming again, and then they're like, "So what are you gonna do about this?" And I was like, "I don't know. Transfer you to the internet team." They're like, "You're not even the right guy." And I was like, "No. Why did you say anything?" Because you were yelling.
Just wanted to let you vent, man.
Have you ever just got like actually like abused before, like straight up?
Oh, dude, all the time.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Like people have gotten like so rude on the phone, and I gotta say, like this job has shown me just how much patience I actually have as a human being, and it's a scary
Yeah.
amount, which is why I know I'm a great dad. Because these people will just be losing their shit at me, and just mid tirade, like name calling, abuse, like disgracing me and my entire family type stuff, like straight up move on. move
Dishonor
to,
on
like,
you and your
yeah.
ancestors.
I'm just like this. I was like, they're screaming at me, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and like load up, Doodle Jump on my phone here. Just, like,
Pull out.
it's because it's like, listen, like you're screaming. I know you're not mad at me because I mean,
You don't know.
you're not mad at the person who answered the phone. You're just mad at the company. So it's like, but no, I've been straight up abused so many times. But I've also had some of the most amazing stories of my life come from this job.
There was one story you told me that was really good. I can't remember what it was. You told me about a year or two back, maybe.
Was it the transgender hackers in the walls? Was it the Yoda told me to connect to Jesus?
Yoda, the fucking Yoda one.
Yoda connect to
That was
Jesus?
it.
I think I remember
Yeah.
this one.
I remember this
Alright.
one.
Tell
I
us.
remember you told me like
Alright.
2 years ago.
So this was all right. I'm still fresh on the job at this point. I had only been working there for like 3 or 4 months, maybe. It is July 2nd. I remember because it was just 2 days before the 4th of July, and I was on the night shift at the time. So it's like midnight at this point, I think. Calls in, I answer. It's like, hey, yada yada. Thank you for calling X company. My name's Carson. How can I help you? He's like, hey, yeah, man. I just got a few questions real quick. So I have a barbecue pit out back. Is my Wi-Fi gonna reach that? I was like, maybe. I don't know. I would suggest trying. And he goes, well, the thing is, I have a tablet and I want to listen to music out there while I'm barbecuing for the 4th of July. And I was like, yeah, I mean, the only way to really know is to test it. And he goes, well, it's like 30 feet away. Should it reach it? And I was like, yeah, it should. Like, I don't see why it wouldn't. And he goes, what about 50 feet? And I was like,
You just
probably.
said 30.
well, and he goes, what about 100 feet? And I'm like, I'm not sure. And he goes, is it likely it might not work at 100 feet? And he goes, yeah, about 100 feet, you're probably not going to get much connection. And he goes, then tell me why the goddamn fucking gas station 2 miles away is stealing my Wi-Fi. I'm like, excuse me? He goes, the gas station that I know is a government facility has been stealing my Wi-Fi because they know I know. And I'm like, oh.
Drugs, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. He must
Well,
have been on something.
What happened to the barbecue pit?
I was just like, oh, and like he is like demanding I answer how this is happening, and I'm just like dumbstruck, just like jaw open, like what? And then he stops and he goes, I apologize, I definitely got out of tongue there, and this is like the first crazy call I've gotten to him, so that's why it sticks so much. I'm like, that's fine. And he goes, hey, I have another question for you. Can you tell me the difference between 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi? Yeah, sure. 2.4 is long and slow. 5 is short and fast. And he goes, how do I connect to that? And I was like, well, you see it, you click on connect on it. It's like, all
Pretty
right.
fucking simple.
And he was like, all right, well, I asked because I was watching movies the other night, and that little guy, the little one. I'm like, little guy. And he goes, yeah, the little guy on the TV in the robe. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, I can't remember. Little green guy, he moves things with his mind. Dead silence on the call, and I go, sir, do you mean Yoda? And he goes, that's his name.
Your microphone up and say, sir, do you mean Yoda?
I was like, sir, do you mean Yoda? And he goes, yeah, that's little fucker's name. He told me that I'm living my life wrong, and I need to have a stronger connection with Jesus. I need to have a 5 gigahertz connection with Jesus. Let me tell you, when he said that, my jaw dropped. It hit the desk. Like, I was just dumbfounded. I was like, sir, I don't know how to do that. I apologize. And he goes, do you think it has anything to do with the wires in my wall? And I said, excuse me, sir? And he says, the wires in my wall that carry the internet, do they give off 5G internet? No, sir, the wires don't. It's your equipment. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm going to need you to look into this. I don't know, sir, but you know what? I know who knows exactly about the wires in your wall. I'm going to get you connected to the TV department. Let me get you right on over. I cold transferred his ass so fucking quick. Now, just to give you an idea, there was a lot of filler in this call because it lasted 2.5 hours. I got off the phone with this guy at like 12:30 at night, and I'm just like, no, not 12:30, like 2:30 at night. I'm just like, my shift ended an hour ago. I don't want to be here. I'm like messaging the supervisor at the time. I was like, dude, I need help. And he's just like, sorry, like we don't have any other techs to help you out here. Like, good luck. And again, I was pretty new at the job too. So I was like, oh my God.
Get fucked.
Yeah, get fucked.
You're on your own.
That's just such a funny fucking story. Yoda told me I need to get a 5 gigahertz connection with Jesus.
And like, it gets so much more interesting because I never learned the guy's name. I never verified any of his account information. I never my
didn't
notes
even have internet.
My notes for this entire call was just
a
blank screen.
It was just the box of the tablet. It wasn't actually the tablet.
Yeah, there's no tablet inside.
No, y'all joke about that. I've had customers like that so many times where they're complaining they can't get connected to the internet. I'm like, well, sure. What are we trying to get connected? What do you mean? Well, what are we trying to get on the internet? The internet. Do we have a tablet or a phone? No, we don't have anything like that.
No, I just want to think about
it. Your computer? And they're like, no. Well, you need something to get onto the internet. Well, like what? Like a computer or a tablet or a smartphone. Like the things I just kind of ask you if you have. And they're like, oh, so you're telling me I have to have one of those to use the internet?
The fuck do you think the internet is?
Yeah.
All people, bro. That's what it is.
And it's like, I can't even say that anymore. It's like, yes, older people definitely have more trouble understanding. But I've had people younger than us even call in, and they have no idea how the internet works, or even like the basics of it.
Well, to be honest, does anybody know how the internet works? Like, it's just magic floating particles in the air, and now all of a sudden I can watch hentai. How does that work? Can someone explain that one to me?
And like, so some people actually believe that it is particles in the air, Justin. Did you know that
particles in the air?
On Amazon right now, you can go buy a router cage to prevent harmful radiation from leaking out of your router? I'm not kidding.
I'm gonna buy one of those.
Do you remember those like old things that were on teachers' desks where it's essentially like a metal grid for like holding binders and all that?
Yep.
It's like,
yeah, I do.
So just it's like essentially like a vertical thing. It's like a little box kind of like cut diagonally, and you would like put binders and folders in it. It's just like a metal mesh grid that teachers would have to organize things. They sell things that are basically that, but it's like a full box for people to put their routers inside of, to act as a Faraday cage to prevent harmful radiation from leaking into their home.
Listen, I want to laugh at that, but it's like, I feel like in 20 years, like 100 years, something like that, People are gonna be like, "Did you know these humans 100 years ago they used to microwave their food? Like they just were giving
some
themselves
shit like that
radiation point." Like I feel like in 100 years, like they're gonna be like, "Did you know they just had internet flying everywhere in their brains?" Like 100 years from now, we're gonna get made fun of for doing some
some shit like
stupid
that's
shit.
gonna
I don't want to
happen,
make fun of it because what if I'm doing
Oh,
it?
dude, I'm gonna make fun of it because it's like if you could see radio waves in the air, you would be practically blind at all times.
Yeah.
Because everything emits some type of radio signal, radio wave. Like so home phones, like old
5G?
like style home phones. Yeah, no, they actually run on 2.4 gigahertz connections. They run on the same frequency
Does anybody
as
even
Wi-Fi.
have a home phone anymore?
Lots
Yeah.
of people.
We
Do
still
you?
do. We don't use it though.
I don't.
Why?
But my mom still has one.
Same with
I don't
the
know.
house.
But-
Fair.
Like there's so many signals in the air, and that's why a lot of those like conspiracy theorists, they're able to get some type of footing sometimes when they say like, oh, it's all the signal pollution in the air and all that. It's like,
Maybe 100 years from now, they'll be like, yeah, that's what was giving all these fucking people autism. Just there's the random internet waves in
Bro,
the air.
I think I was born with it. I don't think I developed it.
Yeah, because your mom got too close to the 5G towers now, didn't she? Or 2G back then or whatever it was.
Yeah, the 19 years ago,
1G.
struck too close to the 2G towers.
Got too
bro.
close to the
Came
cell
out
phone
on the wall,
towers.
And I can't
saw-
Now, pop to your dumbass.
there was a tweet the other day about that made me laugh way too fucking hard. The guy was like, I've been lied to and I cannot express how disappointed I am. I was told after my second Pfizer shot I would have 5G, but I've failed to get anything better than 3G. This is fucking ridiculous. And I'm just like,
God damn it. Do I even
I had
have
a
5G?
conversation with my grandma about that because my grandma is like super anti-vaccine. It's like crazy.
Yeah,
but
ridiculous.
Vax in general or the corona vaccine?
corona vaccine.
That's
like,
understandable.
Well, not just for like the fact of we don't know what's in it, of like this is like they've checked it. There's poison and it kills you in
Okay, yeah,
2
that's
years.
batshit retarded.
Yeah, like that's what like, I can
definitely
understand people having concerns because like I
Yeah,
know
I think
Justin, like
everyone's got doubts. I think everyone's got
yeah,
doubts. and you
it's like I
probably
cannot
should.
I
Yeah, I was
cannot judge
talking.
anyone for
I'll let
having
you get back to that,
concerns.
but I was talking to Heather, and apparently, like a lot of medical places here and in Florida, like they just have too much vaccine and no one wants it. Like they just have an
Dude, can we get
overabundance
some
of
here
it.
for fuck's sake? I'm begging.
Ship it to you guys. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's like because I'm gonna get the vaccine, but I cannot judge someone for not getting it for the reason of they want to see the longer effects. Not if it's some weird conspiracy theory, I think that's dumb.
Yeah, you're retarded.
But if someone does not have a valid concern about it, I think that they should get it personally. But because I mean, especially once we get to that group immunity, then everything will be better. But anyways, so
Or
my
if you've
grandma was
already
talking
had
about
it, it doesn't matter. Just either you.
Well,
I don't know.
I actually have a friend that's gotten it twice. Like
Two
he didn't
different
get the
versions.
immunity the first time.
I've had people who've gotten it twice.
Even if you have the vaccine, you can still get it.
you can still get it.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the flu shot though. It's like you can still technically get the flu once you get a
Do
flu
you guys
shot.
get a flu shot every year?
I don't.
Nope.
I
But
do.
that's because we have herd immunity at this point.
Yeah, true.
So many people have it, it's hard to get it.
Yeah.
So, and eventually the coronavirus will be the same way. It's where so many people have herd immunity that, you're likely to never see it.
Yeah.
Just like the
I
flu,
get
it's like, you hardly ever hear about someone actually getting the flu because so many people are actually vaccinated against it. And it's just, but what I was saying though, I was talking to my grandma about it. Now, do you remember like the old, I think it was like polio or something?
Polio.
The polio scars from like the shots. Have you
Yeah.
seen those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're pretty full on.
Well, like I was talking to my grandma, I was like, I was like, trust me, if there was like any shot that had like a microchip in it or anything, it'd be that one. Have you seen the nasty scars? Those things that it looks like there's a SIM card in your arm. It's like, but no, it's like
I didn't get it. Why people are so concerned about getting a microchip in your body when you carry one of
I
these
would-
things around?
Listen, listen. Elon Chan wants to fucking do shit with their brains. Listen, once they get that shit figured out, I would totally be down.
Yeah,
Have you
me
seen-
too. If it's cool shit.
Like if I get to go into like virtual reality, really, I'm fucking down. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hook your
have
boy
you seen
up.
the people that actually get the chips? Like they do it themselves. They put it in their hand, like right
Ooh.
here.
No.
Like
Yeah, I have.
it's
Like
it's essentially a
cyberpunk type
pill
shit.
like that big. Like it's a really tiny like little implant. And it works like NFC technology. Like how you have debit cards where you can tap it to something and it sends a code
Just
to
do
it?
that.
Yeah, it's like it's in their hand, but then they have like things where they program their house with it, like their front door lock, for instance. They just put their hand up against it, unlocks, or cabinets in their home, or passwords on their computer. Even they just tap a pad on their computer and it types everything in, and that's like their two-factor
I'm gonna let
authentication.
these people storm the beaches, and then like
Mhm.
50 years
You're
down
a
the
real big fan of
line,
having people storm the beaches, aren't you,
because I'm
Justin?
not
You love that
stupid
shit.
enough. I'm not gonna go off there and get mowed down by an MG42. No, I come behind everybody and live.
Well,
You come behind everyone. That didn't help them in 1944. is
Yeah,
what I'm
I'm
saying.
the
That
second. No,
didn't
they all
help
come in the
them.
first day. I'm going the second day.
The Germans aren't running out of ammo anytime soon.
Justin's like, listen, I'm perfectly fine. You know, people not talking about my story. I'm fine not making it onto
Yeah,
a statue.
I
You know
just
why?
wanna
Because
li- I
people
just
who made
wanna-
it on a statue probably died.
Yeah, they fucking dead, dude. You ain't gonna hear no fucking. We're not gonna have a rabbit fucking medal anytime soon here. Ain't
the
happening.
crazy rabbit medal.
Ain't happening.
Shit.
They can all go get the chips in their eyeballs or whatever. I'll give that
He's
20,
putting
30
their
years.
hands
Oh,
in front of
God.
the eyeballs.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, we get them in the eyeballs and shit. It'll come from the coronavirus vaccine, bro. That's where it's coming from.
It makes you wonder when all of Elon's stuff, that though, like the Neuralink stuff, when that's going to be common. It's like
Mainstream, yeah.
I'd say 50 years.
it's like I imagine
Okay,
that
how long?
eventually it will get to the point to where people be like, "Oh, you don't have one."
For that, yeah, 50 years. Because you gotta go through all these tests, and
Yeah,
then you're gonna have to
true.
get everyone to convert over to it, which is probably gonna take forever.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like
you're right.
I mean,
Look
like,
at
think
cell
like when a
phones.
console, like a new console comes out, how long does it take for everyone to actually get it and be like, yeah, it's the best?
Yeah, I don't have one of the new PlayStations or Xboxes yet.
I think that's mostly dead due to computers, though, like console gaming. Like, there's so many different communities that you could join. It's like, if you asked someone, "Do you have a way to access the internet?" It's gonna be yes. It's almost
Yeah.
undoubtedly going to be yes. And if you ask most people our age, it's like, "Do you have something to play games on?" Majority, yes. Not all, but majority. It's like they'll have a console, they'll have a computer, they'll have something. Like even mobile phones. And for the longest time, though, it's like mobile phones were something that not everyone had. I wonder
Yeah,
if
when
just
our
when it's gonna
parents
be,
were growing up, yeah, they like weren't a thing.
I
it's
didn't
like,
get my first cell phone until I was like middle school, I think. Late middle school.
Yeah, same.
but now it's like it's not uncommon for like first graders to have cell phones.
Yeah, that's
Which
just
to me,
insane.
it's just not. no.
Carson, when are you gonna give your kid like an actual like cell phone?
Like a smartphone?
Not something that
Uh,
like he can call you in case he needs to, but like an actual like.
I think
iPhone.
around like middle school or like late elementary, like 5th grade is probably like that point now.
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
get that.
Well, and I think the good part there is that there's a lot of good parental control things. So for those of you who don't know, I actually have a 4-year-old son. He is autistic and he's, you know, obviously he's my everything. And
It's that 5G, man. I'm telling you.
well, and like he already has a tablet, right? And he knows how to use it.
Dude, kids are he picked that. I remember you were showing me. He picked that fucking tablet up quick as shit.
Like it was.
He had
nothing,
that
dude.
down.
Like he is like crazy. So he plays PlayStation 4 like all the time. Like that.
Same.
Remember that old SpongeBob Battle Bikini Bottom game?
That's a good game.
Well,
Mhm.
they remade it for PS4, and I got it for him. And I also got him like a Cars racing game. Not a fan of the Cars one. He loves SpongeBob. He knows how to sit down. He picked up the controller. First day, had no idea what he was doing. Like straight up holding it upside down, backwards. You know, couldn't figure it out. Kept hitting like the menu button on the PS4 and sending it back to the main screen, and then crying because the game was closed. Within a week, like the dude passed level 1. Like he beat a boss in that game. He is 4. It's like
It's crazy, dude.
kids are crazy with technology.
Yeah, but can he hit
I
a
think-
jump shot? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
Oh, that might-
I think I got the first original Xbox when I was 7. Sounds about right.
And
That was
Nintendo
pretty early.
64. That was the shit.
Yeah,
gaming was.
I've
weird
got
for
one
me.
now.
Because I had a Wii until I was like 13 or something. Then I finally got an Xbox 360. Like my first COD was a Wii game.
Yeah,
So-
same.
Dude, that's what Heather, when I first started dating her, she was trying to impress me. She's like, I play Call of Duty. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, you do. She's like, yeah, I played all the time on the Wii. And that meant she played it once, and that was it. And she was like trying to like remember everything. She's like, yeah, I got the one gun on the one. Like, she was just trying to impress me so bad because she played the fucking Wii Call of Duty one time.
World
called
at
her
War
ass
on the
out on
Wii, bro. I mean, I love World at War because it's World War II, but that game on the Wii was not good.
Well, it was Modern Warfare on the Wii. It was like the
That
original
also-
Modern Warfare.
That also
It
And
wasn't
Black
even
Ops 1 was on it
MW2.
too.
Remember,
was-
I remember Black Ops 2 was on the Wii U.
Jesus Christ.
I know that what are their names? The Russian YouTube or something like that, and then Gamer Cherry, those two.
Oh, Russian and
yeah,
Cherry? Oh.
Yeah, Russian and Cherry. I know that they still do like, they'll play like Black Ops on the Wii and all that.
Bro, I
And
don't
it's
even
like-
want to fucking talk about zombies unless I'm fucking streaming.
Okay,
I don't
but
see how
like,
these motherfuckers are. No, I'm not trying to like divert
Oh,
the topic.
gotcha.
I'm just trying to say like I don't know how these motherfuckers are playing for the free time.
No.
Makes
it's
no sense.
I can't hate on it, but like the fact that like it was on the Wii is like such a weird thing.
Yeah, because it was really just meant to be a child-friendly console. Like, really. And then they put an MA15 plus shooter game on. It's kind of like, you
What's
sure
happening?
about that? It was very strange for the time, that's for sure. It also came out on the Nintendo DS. If you guys ever played that,
Oh yeah,
I played it once and I was like,
Well,
this
it's
is
so bad.
the DS
it's
had a
like-
feature that I think was amazing, and that is that not everyone had to have the game to play it.
Yeah,
I never had anybody to play a DS with, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, dude, everyone in my school had a DS. Like at lunchtime, you'd get that one kid with Mario Kart and like 6, 7 other kids all around him, and you would have a full Mario Kart game playing just because one kid had the game and everyone else was like leeching off of them.
My
That
school
would've been
wouldn't allow
stuck.
that.
yeah,
How the
no,
fuck?
mine wouldn't either.
They would have been like, "No," even in lunchtime or like anything,
Yeah.
they'd be like, no.
Lunchtime is when we always did it. And then same with
Yeah,
COD.
yeah,
Like,
I would've said no.
Bro, our school was like we just recently learned that when we were in school, our superintendent was embezzling all of the money. That's why we were so fucking poor. And now
Yeah,
Heather's
okay.
sister is in school and they're not
Yeah.
embezzling the money, and then they get all this cool shit. Like they're
But
having
when
like
you
their
were there, it
fucking
sucked.
yeah, well, they're having their fucking prom at the aquarium. Like we had
What
our
the
prom
fuck?
in the
It's
fucking
lit.
butt fuck nowhere.
Wait, I didn't even have one because I didn't finish high school.
Hey man, save money. Don't go to prom, kids. It's a waste of time.
yeah,
So-
learn from me.
that's funny that you mentioned that, Justin, because so not the school I went to, but like the school in this town where I'm at now. They actually were just like in the state news and all that, and, like even like a couple like national news stations for something kind of related to embezzling funds, except it wasn't even that good. No one was taking the money; they were sending it to other people because they thought that they were paying this other company for contract work, and never realized that it was someone else until it was too late. And at that point, they were being blackmailed. Like the guy in charge of sending the money, he sent over
Chad.
$2 million.
Holy
What a
shit.
Chad.
It's like
Alpha.
it's like he's sending $2 million to like like Goldstone LLC Construction Services.
That's fucking
and, like,
hilarious.
And it's like turns out it's like some like 30-year-old virgin in his mom's basement just stealing $2 million from a school district in Texas. It's like,
That's fucking hilarious.
whoa.
It is really funny.
It's like, dude, I would be so embarrassed if I was that guy having that news story break about me. It's like, you had a $2 million mess up and you weren't even the one getting the money.
What a retard. God
It is
damn it.
funny.
Oh, stealing money from kids. That's the way to do it, man.
If you're gonna steal money from anyone,
Do it from kids because they don't have rights.
I'm biting my tongue on this one.
I don't know about that one, Justin.
I mean, dude, they don't.
Listen, in my
They
opinion, if
can't
you're stealing
vote.
money from kids, you're technically stealing it from parents. And if parents are letting you steal money from them via their kids, then that's just the parents being
Do it.
irresponsible.
Just start streaming and then have people donate to you and just say, yeah, it's mine now.
Or be taking out some money.
Yeah.
Steal your
Make terrible financial
one time,
decisions.
Justin, that you got an email from someone's parent wanting
Yeah.
a refund
I
on
was
their
just about to
car.
ask if that's
I've
ever
had that
happened.
twice. Once I was able to refund them, and then the other time I was like, I'm sorry. He donated through Super Chat. I cannot literally do anything. Like there's no
Okay, can't refund it.
YouTube takes a % of that, so you're gonna have to fight YouTube on that one. I gave them their email and I was like, good luck.
It's like, listen, the most I could do is send you what percentage YouTube sends me. But
Yeah.
even then, it's like,
Even then, you're gonna have to wait 2 months before I get it.
I've only run into that situation once with all the Minecraft stuff where we got a message from, it was actually the grandparents. They were like, yeah, we got a message that, our grandson spent $15 here and he wasn't allowed to do that. Is there a way we can get a refund? I'm like, yeah, $15. You know, we have a no refund policy, so your grandson's gonna get banned for life. But, you know, sure, like we'll do that. And we opened it up. It wasn't $15. This kid spent like,
150.
no, it was like 450 or something like that.
Ooh.
And the kid was just like running
shit.
the card, purchase after purchase, buying stuff for him, his friends, and everything like that. And we're like we came clean to her. We're like, ma'am, it was not $15. She was like a real old lady. Like we called her on the phone. We're like, ma'am, it was not $15. It was 450. And she was like, oh, what? And like it was all cleared up, you know. Luckily, like no harm done. But it was like, oh my God, the fact that kids actually do that shit where they like steal a credit card and spend all that money. Dude, I'd be dead.
My sister did that a long time ago to my mom. And I remember this day very clearly because me and my friend had to come over. We were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! He was going to spend the night. And my sister walks through the door. My mom had gotten like her bank receipt or whatever.
Yeah,
statement through the mail because this is way before internet. So she got her
I
statement
still
through the
get my
mail.
bank statement through mail.
And she checks it and she's like, what? I just hear she's in the kitchen by herself. What the fuck? And then like she's sitting there ranting and raving. I think she calls like my grandma or whatever and is talking to her and like going over, like discussing what my sister did. 10 minutes later, my sister walks through the house. She was at a friend's house. So what the fuck did you do? And she starts. Me and my friend were in the living room like, oh fuck. This was the loudest I've ever heard my mom scream. She spent, I think, like it was either $500 or $1,000 at the mall.
Holy
Just
fuck!
running that fucking credit card, and she got chewed the fuck out, and it was hilarious. And I loved it.
Rightfully so, bro. Rightfully so.
I was the good kid. I never got in trouble.
Oh, sure, bro.
Have you ever seen that happen, Killer? Have you done it yourself?
What? Spraying
Like a
too much
friend-
money on a credit card?
Well,
Nah.
like more like a friend or a relative or someone just get absolutely chewed out by
Oh,
an adult.
me!
I've done it
I
too.
was a little shit. You know what happened to me at school? I got expelled for smoking pot. That's not even an exaggeration.
I mean, I believe it, but it's like,
Bro, I could name you 12 kids that did that in my high school.
Yeah, but I was that lucky bastard who got caught. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
night was not fun.
so
I
that
thought
was
I
just like
gonna be homeless again.
that was just like a full blown like screaming fight from your parents on that.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Ugh.
I don't think I've ever gotten into a screaming match with my parents. I don't think I've ever even yelled at them.
I have a few times, but it was like because we were actually fighting, not because I'm just a little shit.
I've done it once, and I like halfway regret it. It was when I moved out when I was 19. Just lots of stupid decisions led up to it. We were both in the wrong, in my opinion, and we moved past it. But there was this one kid back in high school. Well, it was middle school. Such a troublemaker to his parents because it was his dad, and his dad worked a lot, and so he's always living at home with his stepmom and all his like step siblings. And so this kid, they real rich family, right? Like Air Force family. Both parents are very like high rank, so they had plenty of money. We're hanging out, playing games and all that. And the kid who we were there for his birthday, his mom took him to GameStop. She's like, I'm only gonna take one because I'm not taking like all 6 of you little kids to GameStop. We're like,
That would be pretty funny.
that's fair. And I remember because this is when Mario Kart just came out. So like he was gonna go get Mario Kart and a steering wheel. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
He's there.
that came with the Wii, didn't it? Like after the
Some
Mario Kart
versions.
release.
some of them did, but so the main kid and his mom were gone, and all that's there is me, the stepbrother, the sister, and like 2 or 3 other friends. And we're all like anywhere between like 12 and like 15 years old. And they have a 2-story house, and again, very well off family. They had this solid wood table, right? Like essentially it's just all one big piece of wood. Like the legs of the table are like this big around, and like, you know, a couple 100-pound table. And it was right at the bottom of their staircase, and they had a carpeted
Oh
staircase.
no.
I think I know where this is going.
And they had a doggy gate, like not just like a gate one, but like a solid door one. And we're all just screwing around. Stepbrother decides he's going to surf down the stairs on the doggy gate.
Who hasn't tried to do that?
He
Not
does
make
this.
some little 2-story house.
As soon as he gets past the point of no return where he cannot stop from going down the stairs, front door opens and stepmom walks in, and it's right there next to the table. This kid
flew down the stairs, hit the table, and took a leg clean off of it.
Ooh.
Like, this kid is like bleeding. He hit the table so hard, right? Like, he just boom, slammed into it, took a leg clean off the super expensive table. It went from dead quiet of all of us just in shock because we're all standing at the top of the stairs. We just watched this.
Yeah. Oh.
No, it wasn't even. We were like, oh,
Fuck.
Bail out!
we bailed instantly. We all went and hid in the room upstairs,
I would've
and
done.
there wasn't a door there either. Like, it was just a big open room upstairs. We went up there, and the house was like shaking. This mom was screaming so loud.
Fuck
Birthday
that.
boy comes up the stairs holding the bag from GameStop in both hands, just like a wide-eyed, like,
Like,
oh
you
my
guys
God.
fucked up. Y'all fucked up.
And like, she came upstairs and like yelled at us too. She's like, "Why would you let him do that?" And we're like, "It's his house."
It's his house. What the? I
He
hate,
has
I,
he has the authority, to be honest.
It was
I
like,
hate when that shit would happen. Like, I can't control what they do. What the fuck do you want me to do?
it's like, I'm a guest. Why are you yelling at me? But man, he took that leg clean off the table, and that was the loudest I've ever heard a parent scream at their child. Like, oh man.
She's like, I didn't get gas. Now I gotta go to the hospital. Gotta stop at fucking BP.
Oh no, she was like, I'm about to take you to the fucking doctor. She was like, you're dealing with this.
Retard.
And like, well, it gets even funnier because entire family was white. Stepbrother was black. And he played the racism card every chance he could. He gets upstairs, sits down, and we're like, dude, you good? And he goes, massive threatened to whip me. We're like, what the We're like, she did not say that. He goes, no, but that's what it felt like, man. I felt my ancestors' fear as she was laying into me. I was like, oh my God. But that's
so fun.
when that happened, I realized just how fortunate I am that my mom never had to get after me like that.
Jesus Christ.
That's
We were all
funny.
good noodles. Some of us. One
I
of
was
us
about to say,
not like the
Josh.
other.
I wouldn't even say
Why?
Killer's like too much of a bad noodle. Like, he's had his ups and downs.
I've
for
done
sure,
some
but
bad shit in my life, but I'm yet to like. I've never been in trouble with the cops or anything. So
yeah, it's like he hasn't been incarcerated too long. So
Yeah, as long as you're not in prison, that's all that matters.
I thought I was going to be the one time I got caught for smoking pot.
How is that not legal yet? Makes no. How's that
So
not
Fucking-
world? I feel like so much crime would stop.
yeah,
Prisons would go down massively. Prison capacity would go down massively.
well,
You know how
prison's a
many
for-
people? Yeah, I agree. Well, you know how many people are in prison for just smoking pot or dealing it?
Lot.
It's ridiculous.
Do you guys know the YouTube channel Kurzgesagt?
Never heard of it.
Is that the educational channel?
Yeah, it's like a bunch
Yes.
of animations and stuff. I actually have some of their posters. It's like my favorite YouTube channel ever. He actually has a video about the war on drugs and about like. So first of all, Richard Nixon, dumbest fucker that has ever been in office,
Yep.
in my opinion.
No, yeah, definitely agree.
He's actually the one that declared the war on drugs and all that, and it was
Yeah, he
definitely escalated. But in this video they explain why the war on drugs was such a bad thing and about how it's affected the entire world in such a negative way, and about how the war on drugs actually just made drugs stronger and cheaper.
It's the same thing in Australia with guns. Honestly, it just made illegal guns more and more prevalent.
And
I'm not sure if that's a
No,
great
no,
comparison.
because America needs to model their guns after Australia.
My bad, bro. But I'm not sure if that's a good
Australia's
comparison.
perfect.
But that is what happened. Is that when they banned a lot of guns, the illegal firearms market became massive, and it's like unstoppable now. There's nothing they can do about it.
and like
No, you're perfect. Australia's perfect. Shut up.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I'm ruining it for everyone.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin the fantasy.
the video goes into a lot of detail, and I strongly suggest you guys go watch it like
I think
later
I
on.
have, but it was like for years. That video's a couple years old, right?
I think I do actually
Like,
remember that.
I think it's
think I remember
the
watching
entire
it.
channel is a fucking gold mine. But I think they said it was Switzerland that did it. It was some European country, but not like the mega ones. But they actually not only decriminalized drug use, but like as punishments for it, instead of incarcerating people, they would put them into essentially rehab centers. But it's not just
Yeah,
a center where they
rehab.
lock you in a room and force you to go through detox. Like, they have clean rooms where people can inject heroin.
Hell yeah.
And it's like they provide them
Really
with like super
Australia as
high grade
well.
heroin.
Yeah, because some drugs you're not supposed to cold turkey that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
Like
like
alcohol you can, but not like a lot of other shit. It'll kill you.
and like they have these like centers made to essentially help people wean off of it and to like help improve their lives and all that. Like these people get like monetary benefits for being in these places where they're monitoring their usage and like can help wean them off of it and reintroduce them to society. And it's shown to be like a massively successful, profitable thing. It's like,
Well, after Switzerland did that, their rapes increased. So
I don't know about that one, bro. I think
I don't-
that's
drugs,
Sweden. That's
rapes.
Sweden. That's
Sweden?
you're thinking of.
Oh,
I don't know
starts with
if
an S.
they, even then I don't know if these correlate, but
They do, because I say they do. I could show you a bar chart and have both of them side by side.
The real reason behind the Sweden thing is the definition of the R word is very
Don't know.
strange.
Just shut up. Don't bring logic into this.
Okay.
man, that's a topic for another day. But just
Yeah, that's another
when-
day topic.
not just that. It's like when it comes to anything court related, it's like
We don't know what we're talking about.
We're
We don't-
dumb.
Yeah, it's like
Don't
when
take anything from us.
well, like when it's so up in the air so many times where it's like you'll hear one judge rule one thing and then you'll hear another judge rule it like the exact opposite, and it's like, God, it's so confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've been
it's
going
very-
for an hour. Jesus Christ, an hour and 30 minutes already.
Yeah, we've been up
Yeah.
there.
We
Wanna
should probably
call it?
No,
Yeah,
no one's
we're
gonna
done.
watch this entire thing.
If you watch this, good on you.
Good
Shout
on
out to
you.
you. Hopefully this does good.
If you watch
That's-
this, you should come to the Discord and tell us you watched it.
You should. You should send
I'll be
Carson
there, bro.
all of the penis pictures you
No,
can
don't do
find.
Yeah, I
Send
will
it
ban
to
you.
both of us, bro. Send it to both of us.
You can send it to Killer. You're not sending it to me. I will ban you.
Exactly. I forgot to mention
not
this at the
ban you.
start.
Nice.
We usually have 4 hosts. I did that so that way in case somebody can't show up, we at least have 3. But she got sick and was unable to show up for today. So that's why we have 4 hosts. That way we can have 3 if somebody cannot show. So next week she might be joining us if she's feeling better, or maybe it'll be her and me and Garzon. Maybe Killer's dead. Who knows? Maybe
Who
eventually
knows?
we'll get some guests once we get decent at this. Hopefully.
Get Tim on here one of these days so you guys can talk about how you feel about YouTube. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. He's probably one of the first people I'd like to get on if this actually starts to do good.
It will, bro. We'll just have some faith.
I've never talked to Tim, so I'd like to meet him, and I think podcasts would be like a cool place to do it. So
If I'm like a 10, he's like a 6. On just
What do you mean?
craziness. Like, you know how I am. He's like a 6.
I was
He's a
about to say,
lot
what the
tamer.
fuck
He's
do
a
you
lot
mean?
tamer me than
What are we
me.
talking, like sexiness, height, like
Okay,
what are we
listen,
feeling
sexiness,
this on?
I'm like 100. Let's be honest there. I'm fucking dope
Alright.
as shit.
Thank you, idiots, for watching this. Whoever actually
Yeah,
does.
thank
Yeah, and we don't know how to exit this, so I'm just gonna stop it right here. Close off.
See ya.
That's it.
See ya.